Welcome to the deep dive. So many of you have sent in research on the AI arms race. It's pretty crazy how Google and Meta and OpenAI are all battling it out for like everything.
Okay.
Chatbots, image generators, video tools. Should we just jump right in?
Yeah, it's not just hype this time. We're seeing some real breakthroughs, especially this week. Google's really stepped up their game, released some really impressive stuff.
Yeah, I saw that. That new video
Yeah.
tool they've got. VO2, right? People are saying it's even better than Sora, which like Sora was insane.
Yeah, no, Sora was a big leap forward, but VO2 is even better, especially for like understanding physics. And it's amazing at following complex prompts. Like there's this one example, a user asked for a train scene, but like super specific. The lighting had to be just right, foggy atmosphere, that feeling of a bittersweet farewell, like old wartime movies.
Yeah.
And VO2 just nailed it.
Wow, okay. That's impressive. So is Google winning the video AI race now?
What about
Chatbots, I thought OpenAI was still on top with ChatGPT.
Not necessarily. Google's Gemini is actually dominating the chatbot scene right now. If you look at the chatbot arena rankings, Gemini Experimental is #1. It's beating GPT-4. And then right behind it, you've got Gemini 2.0 with flash thinking. Not sure exactly what that means, but
Gemini, huh? Okay, I haven't
Yeah.
really been following Google's chatbot stuff that closely. I might have to rethink things now.
yeah.
What else is Google working on AI-wise?
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting. They've got this thing called Project Astra. And the goal is a universal AI assistant. Think way beyond what we have now.
A universal assistant. Okay,
Yeah.
that's a pretty big goal. What would that actually look like, though? Like in real life?
Imagine an AI that can help you with, like, anything. From planning your day to learning a new skill. Let's say you want to learn to cook a new recipe. After could walk you through it, answer any questions you have, even adjust the recipe based on, like, your skill level or what ingredients you've got.
Okay, yeah, I see how that's universal. It's not just like asking ChatGPT to summarize an article. It's more like having an AI partner
Mm-hmm.
for everything.
Right. And this kind of leads into another thing they're working on, which is pretty mind-blowing. AI agents that can actually interact with websites for you. They've got Project Mariner and Deep Research. Still early stages, but huge potential.
Wait, hold on. Instead of me browsing websites, an AI is going to do it for me. Is that even possible?
I know, right? Sounds crazy. But Project Mariner, for example, can already control your Chrome browser. It can click buttons, fill out forms, basically navigate websites like a human. So you could tell it to find, say, a specific art print on Etsy. Tell it exactly what size you want, the style, whatever, and it'll just do it. Add it to your cart, maybe even check out for you, all while you're making coffee.
Okay, that is both really cool and kind of creepy. So is this the end of websites as we know them? Are we just all going to be interacting with AI now?
It's a really interesting question. Some experts think the shift from like direct interaction to these AI agents, it could change the whole internet. Websites might become more like back-end databases
Mhm.
that AI agents use, not something we actually browse ourselves.
Wow. That is a huge change. I had to think about that one. Okay, back to Google's AI stuff.
Yeah.
What else do they got?
Well, they updated their Notebook LM tool. They added this interactive mode. So you can basically have a real-time conversation with the AI while you're reading a document.
Oh, so it's like you're discussing what you're reading with the AI itself.
Yeah, exactly. You can even interrupt like a podcast-style explanation inside Notebook LM and ask the AI hosts a question. Like imagine you're listening to a summary of a really complex research paper. You could just stop it and say, hold on, what did they mean by that? Totally changes how we learn.
Yeah, that would be game-changing for research.
Absolutely.
Okay, Google's really killing it. But what about OpenAI? They've been pretty busy too, right?
Oh yeah, they just finished their 12 days of announcements, unveiled a whole bunch of new stuff.
12 days.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. What were some of the highlights?
Well, they announced ChatGPT projects, basically folders, to organize your work inside ChatGPT. And they made the search function available to everybody. It used to be pro only, but now anyone can search the web right from ChatGPT.
Oh, that's nice. I hate it when features are hidden behind paywalls. Was there anything else that stood out to you?
Yeah, they also gave API access to their O1 model to developers. So now developers can build their own apps using OpenAI's most advanced model.
So we could be seeing all sorts of crazy new things built with OpenAI tech.
Exactly. It opens up a ton of possibilities.
Okay, anything else from those 12 days of OpenAI Christmas?
Oh, yeah, a couple things. They've done a lot with their Mac app, integrated it with more tools, although Windows users are still waiting for that. And get this, they launched a phone line. 1-800-CHAT-GPT. You can actually talk to ChatGPT on the phone now.
A phone line. Seriously. That's kind of hilarious. But I guess it makes ChatGPT available to people who, like, don't have internet access or prefer talking. So OpenAI is trying to keep up with Google, but Google is really going all out.
Yeah, they're not holding back. But it's not just them either. We're seeing tons of innovation in AI video tools from other companies too.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about VO2 earlier. Anything else that's, like, making headlines?
NVIDIA AI just launched version 3.0. And, get this, it can generate an entire video from just a single prompt.
The whole video. Like script and visuals and everything.
Everything. It does sound effects, music, even voiceovers. And you can use your own voice if you've trained it into the system.
No way. So
Yeah.
I could just say, make me a video about the AI arms race, and it'll just do it.
Pretty much. And they've got pre-built templates and workflows to make it even easier. Like if you need an ad for a new product, there's an animated ad template. You just follow the instructions.
That's amazing. So much easier for anyone who makes videos. What about other tools? Is NVIDIA the only one doing this?
Nope. Pika launched their 2.0 model. They have this cool feature called Scene Ingredients. You can upload images of like characters, objects, locations, and then use those in your videos.
Oh, so it's like building a video from ingredients.
Exactly. Like you could upload a picture of yourself and a picture of a cool jacket and then generate a video of yourself wearing that jacket.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, AI video is getting more and more sophisticated every day.
Yeah.
What other AI developments are you most excited about? You shared so much information, it's hard to keep track.
It is a lot. And it's not just the big companies either. There's a company called Odyssey. They're building this generative world model.
Yeah.
Can create super realistic 3D environments from just like text prompts. And they just got Ed Catmull to join their board, one of the Pixar founders.
Okay, that's a big deal. So Odyssey is one to watch for sure. What else is catching your eye?
Well, Leonardo AI had some updates this week, released new models, new features, including integration with Flux. Leonardo is great. Their models make really visually stunning images.
Yeah, I've seen some of the stuff people are making with Leonardo. Incredible. Oh, and speaking of images, MidJourney just launched this mood board feature. You can train the AI on a specific style. So you upload a bunch of images that represent the look you're going for, and MidJourney will generate images that match that style.
That's awesome. Anyone who wants to make images with a consistent look and feel, that's going to be super useful. Like having a stylist for your AI art.
Totally. And if you want, like, super realistic images, Magnific just released a new model. Super real. The name says it all. Makes incredibly lifelike images.
Great name. It's crazy how good AI is getting at making realistic images. It's almost impossible to tell the difference from a photograph.
Yeah, it's kind of mind-blowing. Oh, and speaking of blurring the lines between real and AI, Korea also made some cool updates. New AI image editing features. You can do some really advanced in-painting and even pull in images to combine elements. They demoed this by, like, putting a Balenciaga jacket on someone and adding Apple Vision Pro goggles.
It's like we're heading towards this future where we can just like blend reality and imagination with AI. Endless creative possibilities.
The speed of all these developments is incredible. It's hard to keep up. But speaking of keeping up, there have been some things that make me a little worried about AI, like where it's all going. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's not all good news. There are definitely potential downsides. AI safety is a big one. How do we make sure these AI systems, as they get more powerful, are aligned with like human values? How do we make sure they don't pose a threat to us?
Yeah, that's a huge question. And it's one we need to be thinking about now before it's too late.
Definitely. And it's not just future threats either. There are real concerns right now about bias in AI and the potential for AI to, reinforce existing inequalities.
Well, very real issues. So how do we balance the excitement of all this amazing technology with the need for responsible development? Seems like a tough thing to do.
It is. It's definitely a balancing act. We need to be talking about these things now. Make sure ethics and safety are part of AI development from the beginning, not just something we tack on at the end.
Absolutely. It's not enough to just make cool tech. We need to make sure it's actually used for good and doesn't cause harm. Okay, I'm feeling a little doom and gloom now. Let's switch gears and talk about some of the cool stuff again. Like, I was really fascinated by those AI video platforms that are, making it easier for anyone to make videos. What do you think of those?
Yeah, absolutely. It's easy to get lost in the big picture, but there's some awesome tools out there right now. NVIDIA AI and Pika, for example.
Yeah, I saw those in the research. They seem to be really user-friendly, which is great for like someone like me who's not a tech expert. What do you think are their strengths?
NVIDIA 3.0 is really streamlined, like we talked about. It can generate an entire video from just a prompt, script, visuals, audio, everything, even voiceovers. And you can use your own voice.
It's like having your own personal video team right
Really?
there in your computer. What about Pika? What do you like about them?
Pika's really visual, super easy to use. Their scene ingredients thing is so cool. You upload pictures and build your videos from that.
Like digital Legos. I love that.
Exactly. It makes AI video creation so much less intimidating. These platforms are really opening up video creation to everybody, not just big companies.
That's amazing. I'm really interested in seeing what people do with that, especially in education. Like imagine making custom videos that explain complex stuff or bring history to life.
Oh yeah, the possibilities are huge. AI can also be used to improve existing videos too. Add special effects, translate languages, generate subtitles.
Speaking of translation, that real-time translation thing Microsoft did for live captions was so cool. Like watching a video in any language and having it instantly translated. That's insane.
It really breaks down barriers, makes so much more content accessible.
And all those amazing image generation tools we talked about. Odyssey's world models are just mind-blowing, like stepping into an AI-created world.
I know, right? And having Ed Catmull involved is just like, wow.
It's so exciting to see all these big names getting into AI.
Oh, for sure. And it's not just Odyssey. Platforms like Leonardo, MidJourney, Magnific, they're all pushing the boundaries.
I'm really impressed with how realistic the images from Leonardo are, especially with Flux integrated now.
Yeah, and MidJourney's mood board thing is so cool for making images with a specific style.
And Magnific's super real model is definitely living up to its name. Super detailed and lifelike.
AI image generation has come so far so fast. Anyone can be an artist now.
And it's not just still images anymore. AI is being used to create animations, 3D models, even whole virtual worlds.
Seriously, it's crazy, like a golden age for digital art.
All super exciting. But I have to admit, I do have some concerns about, like, the downsides. We talked about job displacement, but what about ethics? Like, I'm worried about AI being used for, like, deepfakes and misinformation.
Yeah, definitely a valid concern. We need to be very careful about how AI is used. Deepfakes are already a problem, and it's just going to get harder to tell what's real as AI gets better.
Exactly. It's going to be so hard to fight misinformation when AI can make fake videos and audio that look and sound real.
We need to figure out ways to, like, detect deepfakes and make sure people know that AI can be used to make fake content.
It's like a constant race. As technology gets better, people find new ways to abuse it.
For sure. But we can't just ignore it. We need to be thinking about safeguards now and making sure AI is used responsibly.
So what can we do? How do we stop AI from being used against us?
A few things are important. First, we need to put money into research and development of AI that prioritizes safety. And that's aligned with, human values.
So like build AI that's inherently good.
Yeah, basically, it's not enough to just make AI that's smart. We have to make AI that's beneficial to humanity, AI that's transparent and accountable, and follows our moral principles.
That's a big task, but it's clearly important.
Oh yeah, definitely. And we need to set up ethical guidelines and regulations for AI, make sure things like bias and discrimination are addressed, and that AI isn't used to cause harm.
So like set boundaries for AI
Yeah.
and make sure it doesn't cross the line.
Exactly. We need a framework for responsible and ethical AI.
And we have to educate people about AI, both the good and the bad.
Totally. AI literacy is crucial. The more we understand AI, the better we'll be able to deal with the challenges and take advantage of the opportunities.
So it's about like empowering people to be informed citizens in this new AI world.
Exactly. We all have a role to play in shaping what AI becomes.
That's a great point. It's not just something that's happening to us. It's something we're all creating together.
Right. AI's future is not set in stone. It's up to us.
Okay, I'm feeling a little more hopeful now. We've covered so much. New AI, ethical concerns, the future of work.
It's been quite the deep dive. AI is changing so fast.
Speaking of changes, there's one more thing I wanted to mention. Google's Project Astra, that universal AI assistant thing.
Oh yeah, one of the most interesting projects out there.
Well, they just released some new info. And it's even more amazing than we thought.
Oh really? What did they say?
Okay, so first, they said Astra will be really integrated with all the other Google stuff, so it'll be like a central hub for all your AI needs.
Makes sense. A unified experience, not just a bunch of separate tools.
Exactly. Like, imagine telling Astra to book you a flight, order your groceries, or even control your smart home, all with just your voice.
Like having your own personal assistant,
Yep.
handling all the boring stuff.
Exactly. Oh, and they also said Astra will have a new interface that uses augmented reality.
Augmented reality? How would that even work?
Like, imagine wearing AR glasses, and you see info overlaid on the real world. You could be cooking, and Astra would, like, project the recipe right onto your counter, or walk you through it visually.
Whoa, that's wild. It's like having an AI guide right there with you.
Yeah. And not just for cooking. Astra could give you info about your surroundings, translate languages instantly, even give you instructions for, like, assembling furniture or fixing something.
That is revolutionary. Like a sixth sense powered by AI.
Exactly. Google's pushing the limits. And Project Astra is a perfect example.
It's both exciting and a little scary to think about what they could do with that. Makes you think about how we'll interact with AI in the future.
Okay, I think that's enough mind-blowing AI for one day. Before we, like, disappear down an existential rabbit hole, maybe it's time to wrap up this part of the deep dive.
Yeah, good idea. We've given our listeners a lot to think about.
For sure. We've covered the crazy pace of AI development, the good and the bad, the future of work.
It's been quite a ride, and it's so clear that AI is changing everything so fast, and there are new breakthroughs and new challenges all the time.
Speaking of breakthroughs, there was one other development I wanted to touch on. OpenAI's O3 model. It's been absolutely crushing benchmarks, even outperforming humans on some tasks. Like, it just blew past human-level performance on the ARC benchmark.
Yeah, O3 is a beast. People are even saying it could be a step towards AGI, artificial general intelligence.
Whoa, AGI. So, like, AI that's as smart as a human, is that even possible?
It's a hotly debated topic. Some experts, like Greg Brockman at OpenAI, they're pretty convinced O3 is showing signs of AGI. Others, like Jan LeCun at Meta, they're more cautious. They say we're still a long way off.
Okay, so what exactly is AGI, and how do we even know if we've achieved it?
That's the tricky part. There's no universally agreed upon definition of AGI. Some people say it's about AI that can perform any intellectual task that a human can. Others say it's about AI that can learn and adapt like a human, or even surpass human intelligence.
So it's kind of a moving target. Yeah. As AI gets better, our definition of AGI changes.
Exactly. And that makes it hard to say for sure whether O3 or any other AI is truly AGI. But what's undeniable is that O3's capabilities are astonishing. It's solving complex problems that were previously thought to be beyond the reach of AI.
Okay, so even if it's not AGI, it's still a huge leap forward. What are the implications of that? Like, how does this change the game?
It means AI is getting more powerful and capable at an incredible pace. And it raises some really important questions about the future. If AI can outperform humans on certain tasks, what does that mean for our jobs, our society, our understanding of intelligence itself?
Wow, those are some big questions. I think we're going to need another deep dive to even scratch the surface of those. But for now, let's shift gears and talk about some of the less mind-bending AI advancements.
Sounds good to me. Where do you want to go next?
Let's talk about something a little more fun and practical. Like, I was really intrigued by all those new text-to-speech tools that are popping up. 11 Labs, for example, just released their Flash model that can generate speech almost instantly.
Yeah, 7.5 milliseconds. That's crazy fast. It's practically real-time text-to-speech.
I know, right? It could be a game changer for, like, accessibility. Imagine having real-time audio descriptions for videos, or text instantly converted to speech for people who can't see.
Oh, yeah, huge potential there. And for all sorts of interactive applications, too.
Definitely. And then there's that AI system that can read sign language. Researchers at Florida Atlantic University developed it.
That's amazing. Imagine video calls where sign language is translated in real time. That would be so inclusive.
I know. It's awesome to see AI breaking down communication barriers. Oh, and speaking of mind-blowing stuff, we can't forget about the robotics advancements.
Right. It's like living in a sci-fi movie.
Aptronic, a humanoid robotics company, just partnered with Google DeepMind to develop AI-powered robots. It's like the ultimate AI and robotics dream team.
And NVIDIA unveiled a miniature supercomputer that's specifically designed to power robots, all for under $300. It's like they're making it easy to build your own robot army.
That's both exciting and terrifying at the same time. Okay, I think we've officially covered enough groundbreaking AI for one day. Before we get too deep into, like, the singularity and robot overlords, maybe we should take a break.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. We've given our listeners a lot to digest.
We have. And if you're listening and want to learn more, we've got links to all the research in the show notes.
Don't be afraid to go deeper, ask your own questions, form your own opinions. The more we all know about AI, the better prepared we'll be for this crazy new world.
Well said. We'll be back soon to explore more AI stuff. Until then, stay curious. Okay, so you're saying this whole idea of just giving AI tons and tons of data, That might not be the best way to go. I'm trying to wrap my head around what that would even look like.
Think of it like this. Imagine teaching a kid how to ride a bike. The pre-training way, the way we do AI now, would be like showing them a million videos of people riding bikes
Yeah.
and hoping they'd just figure it out from watching.
Right, just feeding them data, like we do with AI.
Exactly. But what if, instead of all that data, we could make AI that learns more like a kid actually learning to ride, like getting feedback, trying things out, figuring it out through actually doing it. That's kind of what Bostrom is talking about.
So like more hands-on learning for AI. I like that analogy. But okay, how does all this connect back to like those worries about jobs we were talking about earlier?
Well, Bostrom thinks that if AI gets really, truly intelligent, human labor might become, like, obsolete. Not just certain jobs, but almost all jobs.
Whoa, obsolete, like robots taking over everything. That's a little scary, honestly.
It's something to think about. Even Sam Altman, the OpenAI CEO, has said that a lot of jobs are probably going to disappear as AI gets more capable.
So what are we supposed to do? Just sit around and wait for the robot uprising?
It's not about being replaced. It's about adapting. Think about it. Technology has always changed what jobs exist. The printing press, cars, computers, they all made some jobs go away, but they also created whole new industries, things we couldn't have even imagined before.
Yeah, that's true. So we should be like trying to get ready for this new AI world, not freaking out about it.
Exactly. We need to be thinking now about what skills will be valuable in a world with advanced AI.
So what kind of skills? Like what should I be learning to make sure I'm not, left behind?
There are lots of different ideas about that. Some people think creativity and critical thinking will be super important, like solving problems, coming up with new ideas, stuff AI isn't as good at.
So the things that make us human.
Exactly. We need to focus on what makes us different from machines, our ability to think outside the box, to empathize, to really connect with each other. Those are the things that will matter.
So it's not just about like learning to code or being a data scientist.
Those skills are important, but they're only part of it. We need to develop our soft skills too. Emotional intelligence, adaptability, that kind of thing. Those are the skills that will help us thrive in a world where everything's changing constantly.
So it's about finding that balance
Yeah.
between tech skills and like human skills.
Exactly. It's about humans and AI working together, using our strengths to create something amazing.
Well said. So yeah, AI might automate some stuff, but it could also unlock new levels of creativity and innovation, things we can't even imagine yet.
Okay, all this future of work talk is making my head spin. Can we talk about something a little lighter, like those AI video tools you mentioned earlier? I'm especially curious about the ones that, like, make it easy for anyone to create videos. What do you think are some good examples of that?
For sure. It's good to zoom out and look at the cool stuff. There are some awesome tools out there right now, and Video and Pika are doing some really cool things.
Yeah, I saw those mentioned in the research. They seem to be focusing on making AI video really user-friendly, which is awesome for people like me who aren't, like, coding wizards. What do you think are their strengths?
In Video 3.0 it's really simplified things like we talked about. It can make an entire video from a single prompt, script, visuals, sound effects, music, even voiceovers, and you can even use your own voice. It's like having your own personal video production studio right there in your computer. Amazing. What about Pika? What sets them apart?
Pika's super visual, really easy to use. And their scene ingredients feature is really clever. You upload images of characters, objects, backgrounds, and then you basically build your video from those ingredients.
Like digital Legos. I
Oh,
love
it's
that.
so fun. Exactly. It takes all the scariness out of using AI for video. These platforms are really making video creation accessible to everyone. It's not just for big studios anymore.
That's so cool. I can't wait to see what people create. I'm especially excited about the possibilities in education. Imagine being able to make custom videos to explain complex concepts or bring history to life.
The possibilities are endless. And AI can be used to enhance existing videos too, adding special effects, translating languages, creating subtitles. It's pretty amazing.
Oh, speaking of language translation, I was blown away by Microsoft's real-time translation for live captions. You can watch a video in any language and have it instantly translated and displayed on screen. It's incredible.
It really does break down barriers and open up a whole world of content. It's pretty amazing what AI can do.
And we can't forget about all the amazing image generation tools. Odyssey's generative world models are mind-blowing. It's like stepping into a dream world created by AI.
They're absolutely incredible, and having Ed Catmull on board is a huge vote of confidence.
It's so exciting to see these big names embracing AI and pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
Absolutely. And it's not just Odyssey. Leonardo, AI, MidJourney, Magnific, they're all doing amazing things.
Leonardo's images are so realistic, especially now that they've integrated Flux. It's remarkable how far AI image generation has come.
It really is. And MidJourney's mood board feature is fantastic for creating images with a specific aesthetic. You can really get creative with it.
And Magnific's super real model is living up to its name, producing incredibly detailed and lifelike images.
It's getting to the point where it's hard to tell the difference between AI-generated images and photographs. It's mind-boggling.
I know, right? And it's not just about creating static images anymore. AI is being used to create animations, 3D models, even entire virtual worlds. The creative possibilities are endless.
It truly is a golden age for digital artistry. AI is giving creators tools to bring their visions to life in ways that were never before possible. It's really democratizing creativity.
All this is incredibly exciting, but I have to admit, I also have some concerns about the potential downsides. We've talked about job displacement, but what about the ethical implications? I'm especially worried about AI being used to create deepfakes and spread misinformation. Like, how do we even begin to address that?
You're right, it's not all sunshine and roses. There are definitely some potential pitfalls we need to be aware of. And deepfakes are a huge concern. As AI gets more sophisticated, it's going to get harder and harder to tell what's real and what's fake.
Exactly.
Yeah.
With AI-generated video and audio becoming more and more realistic, it's going to be incredibly difficult to combat misinformation. Like, how do we even know what to believe anymore?
We need to develop ways to detect deepfakes. And we need to educate the public about the potential for AI-generated content to be misleading. We need to be proactive about this.
It feels like a constant game of cat and mouse. As technology advances, so do the ways to exploit it. It can feel overwhelming.
It's definitely a challenge, but we can't ignore it. We need to be proactive. We need to develop safeguards and promote responsible AI use. We need to have these conversations now.
So what are some potential solutions? How do we prevent AI from being used against us? Like, how do we make sure this powerful technology is used for good?
There are a few key areas to focus on. First, we need to invest in research and development of AI systems that prioritize safety and are aligned with human values.
So like building AI that's inherently good.
Mhm.
Is that even possible?
Essentially, yes. We need to move beyond just creating intelligent systems. We need to focus on creating systems that are beneficial to humanity. Systems that are transparent, accountable, and aligned with our moral principles. We need to bake ethics into the AI development process from the start.
That sounds like a huge task. But it's clearly something we need to be working towards.
Absolutely. And we also need to establish clear ethical guidelines and regulations for AI development. We need to be thinking about things like bias, discrimination, and the potential for harm. We need to set boundaries for AI and make sure it doesn't overstep those boundaries.
So like putting guardrails in place to make sure AI is used ethically and doesn't cause harm.
Exactly. We need a framework to guide responsible AI development and use. We can't just let this technology develop unchecked. The stakes are too high.
And of course, we need to educate the public about AI, both its potential benefits and its potential risks.
AI literacy is crucial. The more people understand about AI, the better equipped they'll be to navigate the challenges and opportunities that AI presents. We all need to be informed citizens in this new AI-powered world.
So it's about empowering people to understand AI, to be part of the conversation, and to make informed decisions about how this technology is developed and used.
Precisely. We all have a role to play in shaping the future of AI. It's not just up to the tech companies or the governments, it's up to all of us.
That's a powerful message. It reminds us that we're not just passive observers in this technological revolution. We're active participants.
Yeah.
We have agency.
Exactly. The future of AI is not predetermined. It's something we create together through the choices we make, the questions we ask, and the actions we take.
Well said. It's a good reminder that even though we're talking about artificial intelligence, the future ultimately depends on human intelligence. Our wisdom, our compassion, our ability to make choices that benefit everyone.
That's a perfect way to put it. AI is a tool, and it's up to us to decide how to use it. Let's choose wisely.
Okay, I'm feeling a lot more optimistic now. We've covered so much ground in this deep dive, new AI advancements, ethical concerns, the future of work. It's been a whirlwind.
It has. And it's clear that AI is changing rapidly, with new breakthroughs and challenges emerging all the time. It's an exciting and challenging time to be alive.
Speaking of breakthroughs, there's one more development I wanted to mention before we wrap up. Remember Google's Project Astra, their plan for a universal AI assistant?
Yes, definitely. It's one of the most intriguing projects out there right now. I'm eager to see how it develops.
Well, they just revealed some new details about Astra, and it's even more impressive than we initially thought.
Really? Tell me more.
Okay, so first, they emphasized Astra's seamless integration with other Google products and services. It'll be like a central hub for all your AI needs, all connected and working together.
That makes a lot of sense. It's about creating a unified experience, not just a bunch of separate tools. It's about bringing all of Google's AI power together in one place.
Exactly. Imagine asking Astra to book you a flight, order your groceries, control your smart home devices, all using just your voice. It's like having a super-powered personal assistant who can handle all the little things so you can focus on what matters most.
That sounds amazing, like having a personal AI butler who takes care of everything. Sign me up.
Right. And get this, they also revealed that Astra will have a new interface using augmented reality.
Augmented reality. That's fascinating. How would that even work? I'm having trouble picturing it.
Okay, so imagine wearing AR glasses and seeing information overlaid on the real world. You could be cooking, and Astra could project the recipe right onto your countertop, or guide you through the steps visually, right there in your field of vision. It's like having an AI guide right there with you in the kitchen.
That's wild. It's like having an AI-powered sixth sense. It could be incredibly helpful, not just for cooking, but for so many things.
Exactly. Astra could give you real-time information about your surroundings, translate languages on the fly, offer instructions for assembling furniture or fixing things. The possibilities are mind-blowing.
It sounds revolutionary. It really pushes the boundaries of how we interact with technology.
Google is definitely pushing the limits. And Project Astra is a perfect example of that. They're not afraid to experiment and try new things.
It's both exciting and a little intimidating to think about the possibilities. It also makes you wonder, how will we interact with AI in the future? Will it be through voice commands, AR interfaces, something we haven't even imagined yet?
Okay, I think we've officially reached peak AI, mind-blowing for one day. Before we spiral into an existential crisis, maybe it's time to move on to our outro.
I agree. It's a lot to process. We've given our listeners plenty to ponder.
We've covered the incredible pace of AI development, the potential benefits and risks, the need for responsibility, the amazing new tools that are emerging, and the really big questions about the future of work, and even the nature of intelligence itself. It's been quite a journey.
It really has, and it's clear that the AI landscape is changing fast, with new breakthroughs and challenges emerging all the time. It's a fascinating time to be following this field.
Speaking of breakthroughs, there's one more development I want to mention before we move on. Have you heard about OpenAI's O3 model? It's been making waves in the AI community.
Oh yes, O3 is quite impressive. It's been crushing benchmarks, even outperforming humans on some tasks. It just blew past human-level performance on the ARC benchmark, which is a really big deal.
I know, it's incredible. People are even saying it could be a step towards AGI, artificial general intelligence, like AI that's as smart as a human.
The possibility of AGI is definitely a hot topic right now. Some experts, like Greg Brockman at OpenAI, seem pretty convinced that O3 is showing signs of AGI. Others, like Jan LeCun at Meta, are more cautious. They believe we're still a long way off. It's a fascinating debate.
Okay, so what exactly is AGI, and how do we even know if we've achieved it? It seems like a pretty slippery concept.
You're right, it's a tricky one. There's no universally agreed upon definition of AGI. Some people say it's about AI that can perform any intellectual task that a human can. Others focus on AI that can learn and adapt like a human, or even surpass human intelligence. It's a complex issue with no easy answers.
So it's a moving target. As AI gets better, our definition of AGI changes too.
Exactly, it's constantly evolving, which makes it hard to say for sure whether O3 or any other AI is truly AGI. But regardless of how we define it, what's clear is that O3's capabilities are astonishing. It's solving complex problems that were once thought to be beyond the reach of AI.
So even if it's not AGI, it's still a significant leap forward. It's pushing the boundaries of what we thought was possible. What are the implications of this? Like, how does this change the game for AI development?
It means that AI is getting more powerful and capable at an incredible pace. And it raises some profound questions about the future. If AI can outperform humans on certain tasks, what does that mean for our jobs, our society, our understanding of intelligence itself? These are questions we need to grapple with.
Wow, those are some big questions. I think we're going to need another deep dive to even scratch the surface of those. But for now, maybe we should shift gears and talk about some of the Less mind-bending AI advancements. What do you think?
Sounds good to me. I could use a break from contemplating the singularity. What other cool AI developments caught your eye?
Let's talk about something a little more fun and practical. Like, I was really intrigued by all the new text-to-speech tools that are popping up. 11 Labs, for example, just released their Flash model that can generate speech almost instantly, like in 7.5 milliseconds.
I know, right? 7.5 milliseconds. That's crazy fast. It's practically real-time text-to-speech. It could be a game changer for accessibility. Imagine having real-time audio descriptions for videos or text instantly converted to speech for people with visual impairments. It's a huge step forward.
Exactly. And it opens up a whole world of possibilities for interactive applications as well. It's incredible to see how this technology is evolving. And then, of course, there's that amazing AI system that can read sign language, developed by researchers at Florida Atlantic University.
That's such a game changer. Imagine video calls where sign language is translated in real time. It would make communication so much more inclusive and accessible.
Absolutely. It's fantastic to see AI being used to break down communication barriers.
Oh.
Oh, and we can't forget about all the incredible advancements in robotics. It feels like we're living in a science fiction movie.
I know, right? It's mind-blowing. Aptronic, a humanoid robotics company, just partnered with Google DeepMind to develop AI-powered robots. It's a dream team of cutting-edge AI and advanced robotics.
It's a powerful combination. And then NVIDIA unveiled a miniature supercomputer designed specifically for robots. And it's incredibly affordable, under $300. It's amazing how accessible this technology is becoming.
I know. It's like they're making it easier than ever to build your own robot army. It's both exciting and a little terrifying at the same time.
That's the perfect way to sum up this entire deep dive. Okay, I think we've officially covered enough groundbreaking AI for one day. Before we spiral too far down the rabbit hole of the singularity and potential robot overlords, maybe we should take a break and let our listeners process all of this amazing information. What do you think?
I agree. We've given them a lot to digest. We've covered the incredible pace of AI development, the potential benefits and risks, the need for responsible AI development, the exciting new tools and platforms that are emerging, and the big questions about the future of work and the nature of intelligence itself. It's been quite a journey.
It really has. And it's clear that the AI landscape is changing incredibly fast, with new breakthroughs and challenges appearing constantly. It's a fascinating and dynamic field, and I'm excited to see what the future holds. But for now, we're going to take a little break. If you're listening and want to explore any of these topics further, we've included links to all the research we discussed in the show notes.
Definitely check out the show notes if you want to dive deeper. And don't be afraid to ask your own questions, form your own opinions, and get involved in the conversation about AI. The more informed we all are, the better equipped we'll be to navigate this exciting new world.
Well said. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of AI. We'll be back soon to explore more of the fascinating developments that are shaping the future. Until then, stay curious. So, we've seen what Google's been up to, VO2, Gemini, Project Astra, OpenAI is doing their thing with those 12 days of announcements, and like a ton of other companies are jumping into the AI game. This AI arms race is really heating up, huh?
No kidding. It feels like we're at this turning point. You've got all this competition. Everyone's trying to outdo each other, which is good. It pushes things forward. But then there's the worry that a few big companies are going to, control everything.
Yeah, it's that classic, double-edged sword thing. Competition is good,
Yeah.
but too much power in the hands of a few, that's not good either.
Yeah.
So where do you think this is all going? AI monopoly? Or is there hope for, a more open AI world?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's hard to say for sure, but I think that shift away from pre-training we talked about earlier, that could be a big factor. If we move beyond just force-feeding AI with massive amounts of data, it could really level the playing field.
Okay, how so?
Well, right now, only the companies with tons of money and resources, they can build and train these huge AI models. But if we can find new ways for AI to learn more efficiently, maybe from smaller data sets or through experience, it opens things up. Smaller companies, researchers, even individuals, they could start making a real impact.
So the future of AI might not be about who has the most data, but about who finds the best ways for AI to learn.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what's so exciting. Imagine a world where the biggest AI breakthroughs aren't coming from Google or Microsoft, but from open source communities, independent developers, universities. That would be amazing. A much more diverse, more collaborative AI world.
That does sound pretty amazing, but also a huge challenge. How do we get from where we are now with these giant tech companies in charge to that kind of open future?
It's going to take work from everyone. Researchers need to keep pushing the boundaries of AI learning. Policymakers need to create rules that promote ethical AI and stop monopolies. And we, the people, we need to demand transparency and accountability from these companies.
So it's not just about the tech, it's about the values behind it and making sure AI is developed responsibly.
Absolutely. It can feel overwhelming. AI is changing so fast, it's complex. But we have a voice. We can make a difference.
That's a good reminder. So after this deep dive, what's the one thing you want our listeners to remember?
That AI is powerful. It's changing the world fast. And it has the potential to be amazing, but also really dangerous. The future isn't set in stone. It's up to us. The choices we make now will decide what AI becomes.
That's a powerful message. So much to think about. Okay, I think that's a good place to wrap up this deep dive.
Yeah, I think we've given everyone a lot to chew on.
We have.
Yeah.
And if you're listening and want to learn more, check out the show notes. We've got links to all the research we talked about.
Yeah, go explore. And don't be afraid to ask questions. Form your own opinions. The more we all know about AI, the better prepared we'll be for the future.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. We'll be back soon with more AI adventures. Until then, stay curious.